Hello! Tomorrow is a good day. The weather's going to be beautiful and I'm going fishing. Me, Captain Joe, Captain Kyle are going to go out there for some R&R tomorrow. We're going to go out and bottom fish mostly. We are going to troll for some wahoo to start with a little bit. See if we can find some live bait and then head out, just enjoy each other's company, enjoy a pretty ocean and putting a rod in our hands for a minute. So stay tuned and hopefully we can get some good video for you guys. The day started out with about a 10-knot breeze from the northwest, so we stopped over a wreck about 26 miles offshore, try to jig some live bait. Live bait was small, so we just kept going. Here we're slowing down over some live natural bottom, and Captain Joe's getting the wahoo reels ready, and Capt, Kyle and I are pulling on some beeliners. The beeliners were pretty fired up. Me and Kyle's taking advantage of Joe right now. Yeah. He's back there rigging the wahoo lures. Me and Kyle's pulling beeliners. Oh, yeah. Them beeliners were stacked up right here too, boy. It's a shame Joe was so fast getting them wahoo rods ready, while we could have sat here and limited out in about 10 minutes. A lot of people wonder, how do you find wahoo offshore? So when you're high-speed trolling, that gives you the ability to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. So what you do is, if you go offshore and you have some bottom spots marked, you know, ledges and live bottom and whatnot, these places are the places that hold the wahoo, because you have a fishing ecosystem in every one of those fishing spots. Smaller fish, crabs and whatnot attract the other fish, and the other fish attract the game fish, so forth and so on. So that's how you find wahoo, is just trolling over natural live bottom, and even wrecks sometimes if you have some way out. But typically wahoo fishing, you want to be outside about 40 miles before you can really start expecting any numbers of them. Trolling for wahoo for about 4 minutes and we ain't caught one yet. What's wrong, Coach? What's up, we gave it a good try anyway. We gave it about an hour and a half. We probably covered about 10 or 12 miles of area and never got a strike. So it was time to go bottom fishing. Well, no wahoo. But you really gotta love fishing to like wahoo fishing.
We'll have a lot more money than we do.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of money just to burn fuel all day. So we're gonna bottom fish now, see what we can pull up. The target today is anything with lips. It's got lips. He's on the endangered species list today. It's gonna include Kyle. Fish on, fish off. Fishing for mutton snapper, you want a long leader. These fish are very skittish and the water's super clear, so you want a leader from anywhere from 15 to 50 feet, depending on your application. So a lot of times you'll see Joe and I turning the handle on our reels about 10 to 12 times before the rod gets tight with the fish on the end of it. That's us making up that lost time of the slack between the hook and the swivel. That's a nice one there. Feels good.
Good snapper.
Good size. Long brand. What you got, Kyle?
Felt like I had a lot more when it first started.
There you go. Some stuff. Yo, he's not up yet.
Thought you said them muttons was all on the sand.
We're not. I don't know if we're on sand right now. Doesn't mean they're not on sand.
Come on, fishy.
Queen? Hello, Mac. Fun. A lot of work for a Jack.
Jackie Roo. Ain't no redfish, buddy.
No.
There ain't no red bass. Might have a dot on it though. Show me this dot.
11, I didn't do a finger around
Big
the
trigger?
way.
Big trigger?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. All my spots is just short of the break there. And the other
Come here, Mud. Down point though. That's what we're going to be doing the rest of the day. I'm over wahoo fishing for this season. Me too. Wahoo fishing sucks. Yeah. Sucks on our bank. That might be a real one. Don't stop right there. Yeah, what we got? Got a beautiful trigger. Oh, Almaco. Everything.
What you got against putting fish in the boat, man?
I can get them in the boat. I'll let them get it.
Got a freaking wicked too.
Easy on there? Golly, stringer full of them. That's what I'm talking about right there.
5 of them. I knew. I lost one too. Get done with limits quick, boy. Triggers are biting. Triggers are biting.
Good grief.
Let me help you, Joe. That's a lot of good eating.
That's how you catch triggerfish.
Yeah, good job.
Yes,
Joe
sir.
caught up to us real quick.
Yeah, I know. You guys are sucking high and tit now. Gigantic mutton. Oh my god! Oh, it's a fire truck! Oh my god! Nice! That sucks to go back, but it's nice!
That's a good one there.
Oh my god!
That is a fire truck.
Freaking fire truck, dude! How about that?
That's a good one there, boy.
Freaking Jacksonville fire truck! Biggest one I ever caught.
Look at that.
Freaking 25 pounder, dude. I told you it's grouper tie. Grouper tie, baby. Well, Rick, I don't know if we get 5 or 6 or 7 for this. It's a yellowtail
Wow.
on the Boston head. Woo!
That's a flag there, boy.
That's a big flag. Yeah! Yeah, buddy!
Beautiful.
Flag!
Big trigger.
I need to turn on the camera too, Chad.
Joe wants to fish in the boat.
Mean one,
Right?
Bulldog.
What's that? Yeah, a little bit.
actually did it on my last video, so no one can talk shit about it now.
I just wouldn't think people would chase stuff.
Be the right one.
Came that way. Oh, man.
Okay. Oh, it's the worst. Fight these things in this deep water from this much side. And they look just like grouper until you get them right next to the boat. Flip around. Nice one, though.
Look at his bag.
Sweet.
We hit him.
What
We had 21 hooks down there every time.
We've done been down on Triggerfish on the first stop. 4 hours one way.
People would be happy or unhappy.
Oh, he just got 8.
Oh, dude, that's a proper run. There. That's a proper run. Oh, we got freaking water running there, Bubba. Don't thumb it, don't thumb it. Just let him go, just let him go. Just let him go, he's not gonna break you off.
Tag.
Oh yeah, no, that DMC can handle it. You got it, Jack.
Dang. Dude, I saw him when he was out there. He was a beast.
That was a hell of a run. That was like looked like a freaking water run at first. What is it, Jack?
Yours got 8 too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jax! 2 autos too. See that old man taking. Oh my god, it's a big tiger shark! Look at him! Put him right here, put him right here, put him right here. Oh my gosh! Look at him! Oh, I almost just fell in, that would've sucked.
That would have been real bad.
Oh, there's a Kobe on him!
I'm gonna leave it.
Leave him, leave him, leave him. Drop it back to him.
I don't want to bite his ass. Come over to me, Joe.
I almost just fell in. That would've sucked really badly, guys. Oh, man.
He just got 8 by the shark.
Yeah, probably right. Come back! You can't put that one in the water.
Huh?
You can't put that one in the water. Well, that was a great way to end the day.
That's a keeper.
I almost died! Oh, was that not recording? That's not cool. Gigantic tiger shark. Oh, big tiger shark.
So Kyle tried to feed the amberjack to a 12-foot tiger shark.
I was trying to get Joe 8,000 more subscribers right there.
Yeah.
You almost got it. You'd have fell in there. You'd have had to go.
I would have been way that way, hanging out with him.
He's like, I almost fell in. That would suck.
That would have sucked.
It's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
As we were coming back in, the ocean was gorgeous until we got about 7 miles out, and then we started getting a hard southeast breeze and a 2 to 3 foot chop. So the boat was throwing a lot of water in the area, and it was soaking Joe. He wasn't happy.
It's a little choppy. I don't know what the problem is. I'm nice and dry. Looks like a fish bomb went off.
Blew them everywhere.
So yesterday is over. All the fun's behind us, and now the work begins with cleaning some fish. Just the 3 of us took the boat offshore, tried for some wahoo. We started out running offshore. It was a little bit windy from the northwest. Started out trying to jig some bait on a wreck, but the bait was small, not really what we were looking for, so we went ahead and headed offshore. We did a little bit of trolling for wahoo. The wahoo bite did not work. We gave it about an hour, and that was all we could take of that. When you're wahoo fishing, you either got to stick with it all day and wait for that bite, or you do something different, which is typically how a charter with us works. We'll give wahoo fishing an hour or two, and if the customer wants to catch fish, then we'll put the trolling rods up, pick up the bottom rods, which is what we did yesterday. So we started about 110 foot, which is about 45 miles offshore. We trolled for about an hour and a half, hit some live bottom. We didn't get any bites. Then we just went to bottom fishing. We hopped a little bit further offshore, put the cut bait, squid, and some Boston mackerel down. We're looking for mutton snapper. Didn't have any luck with muttons. We lost a few good fish. We don't know what they were. The current was really pulling hard, as you can tell in the video. You can see the line going way out behind the boat. We had 20 ounces of weight, and it was still bouncing across the bottom in 165 foot of water, so real challenging. But anyway, we did end up with a good mess of triggerfish and beeliners. Had a few jacks and red porgy and stuff like that. So we ended up with a really nice mess of fish, and what I'm going to do now is clean the triggerfish. And for a lot of people, triggerfish can be really difficult to clean because their skin is so tough. But one thing that I recently got and tried out was this Bubba blade knife system, and what I like about it is it gives you 4 knives in one. So all you do is you open it up, and as you can see inside there, you've got the one handle and then 4 blades. So I take the handle out, and you just squeeze these little white tabs, and then the blade, be careful not to cut yourself because these knives are like razors. So you squeeze the tabs, and then it just comes right out of the handle. Pick the one you want, stick it in there, just push it till it clicks, like that, and then it's locked in, and you've got a whole different knife. Really like these. So anyway, with the triggerfish, typically I don't use the serrated knife. It's a really good way, and I'll show you how to do that as well. I just use the typical 9 or 7 inch tapered flex blade. Got a little bit of flex to it, but it's also got some rigidity to it. So typically what I'll do is you can't, so like with a regular fish, like a vermilion snapper like this one, you come in here, you just cut from the top down like that, right? But with a triggerfish, you can't do that because it's so tough. So what I'd like to do with a triggerfish is you start, instead of doing blade down, you do blade up. Just poke the knife in like that, and then see, it's pretty easy. And then the whole thing you do it the same way. And that knife is sharp. Then come up, put it, just ride the rib bone out. And what I like to do with a triggerfish is once I get that fillet cut like that, I'll leave that side on. Then I'll flip over and do the other side. By leaving that side on, it still leaves this one elevated for me so that it doesn't, it's easier for me to cut. So again, the same thing. Come under like that. Ride your backbone down. Then once you get the fillet cut down to the backbone, you just stick your knife in there just above the backbone and walk it up to the head. and then just go down to the other side of the ribs, just like that. You got a perfect fillet, nothing but bones left. And now, since I have the other side already cut, all I got to do is the same thing in reverse, just above the ribs, walk it out slow to the front, and then just walk the rib cage down, just like that. You got it perfectly, you can see through it. And then since it's so tough, triggerfish is about the easiest fish there is to skin, because you don't really have to worry about cutting through the skin. So super simple. But another way is if you're uncomfortable doing it the way that I did it, what I can do is take a serrated knife, and you just want to come right here where you're going to cut him and just score that right there. Score it on that side. Score it on that side. And you want to do every fish ahead of time. So if you got 20 triggerfish, in this case I've got 30, go ahead and just lay them all out. The ones you, like if you do 10 at a time or whatever, just do, 10 of them, score all 10. And then you already got it started. Same thing. All I'm doing is filling in there for that backbone. I'm just walking that backbone down to the tail. And then right here, I'm walking the ribs. I'm just walking the ribs until I feel his spine. And you can hear it right there. Leave that side on to give you some substance on this side to cut. Same thing there. Walk that knife tip down that rib to the spine. Cut through. And then get the other side, just start at the backbone, and then work it down. That's what you got to do. This side, same thing. Just like that. Just about see through it. So that's the easiest way to clean a triggerfish. If you go through trying to cut the skin from top down, you're going to have a hard time, and a super dull knife. But on the triggerfish, you want to come underneath. Hey, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from us, we'll post them as often as we can. Please subscribe. Please click that notification bell so that if we put up new content, you'll get a notification. And hey, we'll see you next time. Thank you.